Yeah, the UIS is another one that's a real pain in the ass.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the UIS. It is 11:45 in the evening, Saturday night. We just finished up a great live stream. Why were you not there? Me and little Charlie. We are about to prepare our corned beef. Now, Tuesday is St. Patrick's Day, but I need this food in me tomorrow. And I already showed my corned beef off on stream. The Boar's Head first cut corned beef brisket. Hardly any fat on it. Now you may say there's no fat on it. How's it gonna be good? Oh my God, it is so good. You just don't even know. Hopefully you have a Boar's Head distributor somewhere in your area. It's Publix for me, and it is absolutely great. I'm not even sure why I am getting the cabbage out, because it is not necessary at this time. The cabbage will be tomorrow. I will be putting the corned beef into this guy right here. Some people are purists, and they like to cook their corned beef in boiling water. Now, I'm not going to call these people savages because I'm not that kind of person. But I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to put mine in the slow cooker. I'm going to complement it with honey gold bite-sized potatoes and enchanted rose bite-sized red potatoes. I will also be putting an onion in there. And then finally, we will be putting carrots. Now, whenever I make a roast beef, sometimes I put mushrooms in, but I just don't feel like mushrooms go good in a corned beef. So, I'm going to set up the camera so that you guys can see what I'm doing and you don't get vertigo from me just flipping around this damn room like this. So, I will see you in just a moment. All right, everybody, we are back. We got some of our items here that we'll be adding to the brisket. All right, guys, I think we're ready to get started. Now, I have a few extra items here. Some people, the purists, might think that this flavor packet inside here gets thrown in the trash. That is not right. This gets opened up and dumped in if it's in plastic. Now, sometimes they're made of this like tea bag material, and if that's the case, it just stays that way. I put the tea bag material thing with all the spices in there. We'll see what this actually has. I can't see it. It's behind this. So we've got our corned beef, we've got our carrots, which we have to peel because we don't use pre-cut baby carrots. Now, some people cook their corned beef in water. I cook mine in broth. I also added extra peppercorns, some extra cloves, a bay leaf or two, good smell, a little bit of mustard, so we have some ground cinnamon. Now, I'm not going to overdo it, not going to try to overpower this. I just want to put a little bit more than what they want to give me. Now, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open up these potatoes and just dump them in water. I'm not going to do anything really crazy with them. I probably shouldn't use this knife to cut this open. A good knife. If anyone is familiar with Global Knives, one of the best knives I've ever used. All right, get those red potatoes in there. Some may say, why not just use regular old russets or Idaho? They are not the same. They don't taste the same when cooked this way. they're very mealy, mushy, whatever. They're not, the consistency is not the same as these small honey gold and red potatoes. It's just not the same. All right, so those, nice little bath. I mean, it's a private moment. You guys don't get to see their bath. Now, these don't really need to be washed because I'm going to be peeling them. But I will probably end up throwing them in with the potatoes, and that way stir them all up and then put them all in evenly, and that way there's the ratio is right. I will probably use every single one of these. We'll see. We'll see what fits. And of course, you know, you got to compost. You don't want to try just grinding these peels up in the garbage disposal, which they will grind up perfectly fine, especially with a 1 horsepower garbage disposal. But, you know, composting is the big thing, right? Just get that peel off. And I'll probably speed this up because I don't really want to just chat while I'm peeling carrots. Cut the ends off. And this is what we will end up with. Nice carrot pieces. While I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and start the corned beef. Go ahead and get it going, get it stirred up and ready. Any juice that comes out of here needs to go in here. Some may want to rinse theirs off, not me. Okay, so I didn't know if it actually said to rinse it or anything silly like that. No, remove all packaging and place corned beef into a 4-quart pot, blah, blah, blah. Add spice pouch and enough cold water to cover, bring to boil. Again, we're not doing that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the spice packet is quite stuck to this. Come on. But as you can see, it is tea bag material, so the whole packet's going to go in. Now there is quite a bit of fat on top of this. I could cut that off, but it will come off so easy after it's cooked. So if you don't have the means, or if you don't have them available to buy the boar's head brisket, and you have to buy like Kelly's or whatever brand there are, Murphy's, there's a lot of fat. I mean, it's like half of the package is fat. You could try to cut all that off, but if you just go ahead and cook it, once it's cooked and cooled down, it just slides right off. Just rip it with your fingernails. Pretend it's an old X and just rip it down. All right, we're going to put in the broth. Not all of it, not yet. And like I said, we'll put a little bit of peppercorns. Less than there actually is in that packet. So it's not like I'm overdoing it. I'm not going to go crazy with it. A little bit of ground cloves, a little bit of ground cinnamon. And I'll stir that up a bit. And we'll just take 1 bay leaf and throw in there. if they say to put fat side up or what. I mean, there really isn't a difference in this. Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference. Fat side up, fat side down. Stir those potatoes and carrot mixture there. We do have an onion that we're going to cut. Nice big white onion. Very aromatic. Not one of those little sissy sweet onions. You smell this one. A little bit of the end still needs to come off of there. I cut my onions this way because when it starts getting in there and cooking and moving around, all of the pieces sort of separate and there's not just one big chunk of onion in any one place. It really does sort of make its rounds. It goes around everywhere. And that's what I want. See, it's already falling apart. That was a big one, so I'll go ahead and cut it a little sideways, a little variety in my carrots. I have a feeling all of these carrots will make its way into here. I myself love carrots really more than I like the potatoes. But some in the family like the carrots okay, but really love the potatoes. So have to make sure there's enough for everybody, including Charlie. We'll get a nice shot of that afterwards, after everything's all in there and it's actively cooking. I don't know how I'm doing for time, but it's 12:11. Okay. I say 12 hours, but it's probably going to be a little less than that. But we'll play it by ear. And tomorrow around 11:30, I'll check it out and see how it is, because I still have to cook the cabbage. Now, to cook the cabbage, I wait till everything is done and then remove the liquid from the crock pot and then boil the cabbage in that. Probably save time and do a lot of these at once, but there's not that many of them. Everything has gotten more expensive. Everything has gotten smaller, it seems like. It's somehow weird, some kind of physics math problem, that I think 2 pounds of carrots weighs less than 2 pounds of carrots from a couple of years ago. It's strange. I bought something on Amazon today, or I almost bought something, until I thought about the math. It was macadamia nuts, and it was a good brand, and it was like 85 cents an ounce, which is unheard of. But then I look at the amount that comes with the nuts. and then the price. The two don't add up. Then I realized it comes with a cup for serving. And I think that they had to have included the weight of that cup in with the packaging. And that's just wrong. That's just scummy. No other macadamia nut brand includes a cup. And it's not like a special cup or anything, it's a little plastic cup. But no, they want to include that as in part of the weight so that it seems like you're getting a lot more for the price. All right, two more. Look at that one, the Siamese carrot. And I'm gonna cut them that way. Let's cut this one first. We'll get the normie out of the way. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this thing trimmed all the way. I might be able to. Charlie is just at my feet wanting something to fall, but sorry Charlie, these are carrots. You like carrots. Pretty decent job. Charlie likes carrots. Here you go, baby. Get that carrot. Get it. Charlie's got to eat too. I mean, she'll mostly play with it, not actually eat it, but whatever. You guys see what a great dog she is. Some dogs will sit there and whine and just make all kinds of noises. I mean, she's there. She's waiting. She lets me know that she wants something. But she doesn't cry or try to climb my leg, get my attention. No, she's a great dog. And I've never been a dog person. I was always a cat person. Now it's just the opposite, especially with my cats getting older, senile, basically assholes. And Charlie is just the greatest. All right, carrots can go do their thing. All right, stir that up a little bit. Get some excess dirt off of there. What you doing, Charlie? Was it good? Did you eat it? You didn't eat that. What did you do with that carrot? I'll find it somewhere. All right, that's gonna fit just about perfectly. Few more carrot pieces in here. Then we'll add in the rest of that broth on top. All right. Very good. All right, it's on low, ready to go. And it is 12:19 in the morning. What you think about that, YouTube? That corned beef is just buried down there, baby. All the way at the bottom. So, I'm gonna pack this up. Charlie and I, we're going to take our asses to bed, isn't that right, baby girl? And we will continue this video in the morning once this thing has cooked a little bit. See you in a few hours. Bye-bye. And we're back. It is now 10:30 in the morning. I believe everything has been completely cooked.
Absolutely cooked.
As you guys can see, that is the finished product of the potatoes and the carrots, and probably see an onion or two. You can also see the flavor packet, tea bag kind of thing floating to the top. I have dug in there and checked, and the meat is completely coming apart, so it is so ready. And so now I'm gonna take all this liquid out, and that's gonna be used to cut my cabbage. All right, in this world without a cameraman, this is about the best we're gonna get. It's probably a little crooked, or you can just pretend that you have one shoe bigger than the other. I think we're gonna use this to strain out most of the big parts, since you do want some of that stuff getting through. Go ahead and take the flavor packet away. And this way, if I want to strain it some more, I always can. It's better to strain not enough than strain too much and then throw the sediment, for lack of a better term, and then you don't have it. You can probably see the brisket right there, because it's done. All right, so we're gonna need more than that. Biggest bowl I have, Blockbuster, not a sponsor. I don't think I'm gonna get much more liquid out of this. See if I can get this brisket out in one piece, because she is falling apart. So you know that's good. I mentioned a lot of people cut theirs like this and get that nice sandwich. This like sandwich thin whatever. No. This way. The wrong way. It's like stringy. It's so goddamn good this way. Fight me. Okay, so that is the entire bit of liquid that we have. And it might not be enough to do my cabbage, and that's okay, because we can always add more water. Yes, so there is our potato, carrot, and onion medley, or however you would classify that. And there's our cabbage water. Some nice chunks in there, stuff floating around. Now, if I wanted to be healthier, I probably could put that in a container, put it in the refrigerator, and let the fat congeal and rise to the surface and then scrape it off. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Get this glorious head of cabbage. St. Patrick's Day themed cutting board, cutting mat. So there we are, there's our cabbage. A lot of this is going away. Take all the dark green leaves off until we get down to the light green stuff. Looks like someone's already hit it with a damn knife. Might have to use the bigger global knife for this job. All right. Charlie did not like that. She's down here on the floor, watching everything I do, make sure I don't violate any health codes. All right, so there's a nice wedge right there. The core just fell out. A little bit of the core remains, where I will just cut that diagonally. It's gone. No core left there. Maybe a tad there. Gone. Little bit there, gone. So there's my cabbage. Now there's certain schools of thought about, washing this before, and I agree with that. But I mean, come on. Do you really need to break all this apart and wash the internal stuff? No, there's just no way. It's just like water has sifted through the ground and then it becomes pure or whatever. I mean, the stuff in here has been sifted through all the outside layers. So you need to wash the outside layers, which we already threw away most of the outside layers, right? So why should I have to wash every single layer? And we're gonna be boiling it. So it never made any sense to me. Now, as far as the time it takes to cook this cabbage, I don't know. I have to look it up, but it's not gonna be very long because I don't like extremely nasty, mushy cabbage. All right, here's our pot. Break some of that apart. Could dice it and, you know, whatever, but it depends on how you like to eat your cabbage. How big of a bite you like to take. You know, do you want to be scooping up pieces of tiny cabbage? Or you want to stick a fork in it? I want to stick a fork in it. I'm sure there might be a lot of high school culinary chefs out there complaining that all of my cabbage squares are not all symmetrical, even, and blah, 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 as if they're not the most wasteful people in the world. Sacrificing food for presentation? No. Get out of here with that. Nice big chunk. And all this is gonna sort of separate in the water too. I'll have to like go crazy with getting it all in pieces. It will happen on its own. I do have a bigger pot, but I think this is gonna be fine. I might not cook all of it. I don't know, we'll see. Not everybody in the house eats cabbage. So this right here, these pieces, I might save for later. I think this right here is going to be enough, almost enough water to cover it. I'll add maybe a little bit more. Not going to add any additional seasonings or anything. No salt, no pepper at this time because of all of the seasonings already in the water. There we go. I'm going to put it on high until it starts boiling and then cut it down. Actually, I'll turn it off at that point. Once it starts boiling, I'll turn it off and let it sit for 5-10 minutes, depending on what the internet tells me. I always have to check on those little details. Never quite got them stored to memory at all times. Unlike like boiled egg, you know, you put boiled egg in cold water, bring it to a boil, take it off of the heat, cover it, and then put your timer for 18 minutes. And you will have a perfectly boiled egg every single time, always consistent. Never undercooked in the middle, never overcooked in the middle. Exactly the same every single time. But you have to follow those directions. The cabbage is boiling. We will be turning that off. And we're gonna let her sit over there for a bit. Hey, Charlie. Sup, yo? It's gonna be glorious. Okay, the cabbage I actually put back on the heat on very low and let it simmer for 15 minutes. And so it is ready to now drain. So goodbye to the fluid, goodbye to the nectar, goodbye to the liquid. Its purpose has been served. I do have a colander ready, but of course I got this nice Gotham pan where it's got its own little colander built in. But it kind of does make a mess. So we'll just put the lid in the sink and dump it directly into the colander. You can see nice little specks of flavor on that cabbage. And so when we meet again, this will be on the plate. Okay, there it is. It is plated. I have a potato cut. What am I gonna do with that? I got the Kerrygold Irish butter. Oh yeah. Put that right there in that potato. Let it just permeate everything. As you see, we got our stringy corned beef, which is the best way, honestly, in my opinion. Got my cabbage, al dente, most likely. Potatoes, carrots, big old chunk of onion. Now, sure, you see my carrots, they're different sizes, and I'm sure a lot of anal retentive chefs out there or high school culinary experts are gonna complain. And I challenge you. Does this carrot taste any different than this one and this one and this one? No. It's been sitting in a goddamn slow cooker for 10 hours or so. It tastes the same. It's all gonna taste like all these spices. And it's gonna taste fucking wonderful. So I don't like eating on camera. I think it's gross. Usually it sounds gross. I don't have my Shure microphone to drown out all the throat sounds. Oh my God. I'm not gonna be like King Cobra, say it's not half bad, which means it's disgusting. This is all good. Jesus Christ. Charlie? Charlie likes. And so does Daddy. It's been real, but I'm gonna go eat the rest of this. So thank you for watching. Goodbye. TheUIS!